Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today for the first Real Estate Success Stories. My name is Jeremy Bowers, I'll be the host, and today we're going to have a guest, Mike McCann, the real estate man. The purpose of these is we actually want you guys to understand what it's like, the history of where they came from, what they've gone through, share their experiences, so you don't have to make the same mistakes, and number two, you can grow quicker. What we find in life is we collaborate and share, we all can grow much quicker. I'm lucky. It's a privilege to introduce Mike as our first guest. I'm actually one of Mike's business partners in Keller Williams Mainline in Philly. Myself, I've grown so much by being with him, so I'm really excited for this interview today, conversation. We're trying this, we're brand new. I have my co-host in the background there helping me, Nicole, and we're gonna try to answer some of your questions on live streams. We're on multiple platforms. If we can't get your answer, we'll get you an answer afterwards. So Mike, let's get this started. How are you, man?
Very good, very good.
So
Thanks for joining.
I think the first thing I want to start off with you is I have some questions for you, the history. Like, where'd you grow up, Mike? What did you do before real estate? We want to learn about Mike McCann, the real estate man, before he got into real estate. What did you do?
From Philly,
Yeah.
far northeast Philly.
Yeah.
Okay, we thought we were rich because we moved from lower Philadelphia to the very edge. That's where I grew up, far northeast Philly. At 22, I realized I didn't want to stay there and I moved to Center City.
Okay.
I've been working since I was 8 years old. I wanted a mini bike and my parents couldn't buy me one, so I saved up till I was 10. Doing odd jobs and saved $105 and bought a mini bike, a Tiger M3, a little 3.5 horsepower Tecumseh motor mini bike. Guess what? I love that mini bike. I took care of that. It took me 2 years to get that. I drove it more than anybody. So I learned early the value of hard work and the reward that comes with it.
What did you do? Like, what did you do to make that money to get it?
Okay, I sold pretzels on the corner. I walked around with a wagon selling pretzels. I raked leaves. My dad would drive me to where they had leaves.
Yeah.
We were in the city. I cut grass. I carried groceries. People would come out of the grocery store. Can I carry your bags to the car, miss? And they give you 25 cents. Selling pretzels free for $1. Anything. And if I had lunch money, I would get a roll of butter, and I'd save the change for my lunch money. I was getting a mini bike, Jared, no matter what. My mom said, you can have one, we just can't buy them for you. And all my other friends are driving mini bikes.
So you learned a lot from hard work, not being given it. You were the underdog in many things you told me in the past, right?
Yes. Yeah, football team, I was on 135 pounds. I think I weighed 89 pounds. I wasn't getting cut. And at the end of the practice, guys said, the littlest, skinniest kid on the team is the hardest working. Because, I was just, if you make up your mind, and that's what I look at real estate. Many of you are much smarter than me. Many of you are better looking than me. Many of you have lots of better things. The one thing that allowed me success was believing, just committing to something and believing in that. And then, so nothing was going to stop me, Jeff. Yeah. So baseball, baseball, football, and all the sports. I was always a skinny little kid, but I out hustle everybody.
How'd you get into sales? So, I remember this one story you told me before. You were selling things. What did you?
Yeah. So I throughout high school, I worked in the restaurants. So I could buy dirt bikes. I bought my car before I was 16. When I was going through high school, I worked 33 hours a week at an Italian restaurant. So I was the best dishwasher. Then I was the best prep man, and the guy kept moving me up the chain. So then when I got out of high school, I got a scholarship for college. I went to college for a day, and I said, you know what? I can't afford my lifestyle. I don't know what I want to be. So my friend said, Mike, quit that restaurant job. You get a job at the city. I said, yeah. So I got a job, $4.50 an hour, city of Philadelphia, the sewer department. I was 90 feet down, strapped, going down in the sewers for a year. And guess what? I was the best sewer guy. And we worked 9 o'clock in the morning to 6, 9 at night to 6 in the morning, the graveyard shift in the sewers. It's funny. we finished our job, again, don't forget, I'm 18, 19 years old. We finished our job at 6, 7 in the morning, and we'd go to an old school bar, because it was like night for us. Yeah. And we'd be drinking. That was great. And we go home, go to sleep, go to work.
How about vacuums?
So then we got laid off.
Yeah.
79 through 82, interest rates went up to 21%.
Yeah.
There was major inflation. The economy shut down. Everybody lost their jobs. We worked the cars, the steel mills, everything was closing. It was affecting our whole community. When I was in a blue collar, cops, firemen, teachers, factory workers, and so many people losing their jobs. You could not get a job. Jared, you couldn't get a job at McDonald's. Today it's funny, we have inflation and stuff, but there's millions of jobs. People are taking. We would take any job. So nobody has a job. So my friends are like, selling pot or doing whatever they do. Nobody can make any money out of that. I hate to say that, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
I can only tell my story. I can't make it up, right? So I'm looking for a job. I make a phone call Saturday. Guy says, yeah, come in for an interview at 2:00. Mom, I got a job interview. I get in my car. I drive to Burlington, New Jersey. I go into this room. Guy says, how you doing? I'm Bucky. Turns the light off and shows me. He said, watch this movie. I'll come back in a half hour. So I watch this movie. And this movie talked about the American dream. It said, you can have whatever you want. And it started to show me guys with yachts and beautiful women on them, houses with tennis courts and airplanes. And it's like, you can have the American dream. And I used to always say to my mom, when I was in the restaurant business, I said, Mom, I wish I had a job where the harder you worked, the more money you could make.
Yeah.
Because I was always the hardest worker. We didn't know about entrepreneurialism. So I'm watching this movie, and it's like everything that I said to my mom, because it talks about no limits and building wealth. And I did not want to be poor, okay? My parents were divorced. We didn't have really money. So I knew from that I didn't want to be. And I'm listening, and the guy doing the movie was the rifleman. It was an old school rifle. Chuck Connors was his name. So I'm watching this. By the time I got done, the guy comes back in. He could have told me, you're got to go jump off a cliff. I was sold on that vision of the American dream in entrepreneurship. So it was selling vacuum cleaners. $644 Kirby vacuum cleaner.
600 what?
$44. Okay. You want to buy one? Yeah. So I would do this whole week. So we went into this classroom. He said, you're hired, you have a week of training. We go into Monday. The trainer says, there's 20 of you in this class. By the end of the week, they'll be lucky if there are 3. And in 1 month, there probably won't be any of you. And I'm like, in my mind, I'll be here. I want those yachts. I want that house. I want that stuff. And so my mindset said nothing's going to stop me. The best thing, one of my mentors, so the owner of that company was James B. Marion III. He was a second generation. His parents came here from the Holocaust. They escaped the Holocaust. He was going to school to be an attorney, couldn't get a job, and started selling vacuums, Kirby's. But he became so successful, became a multi-millionaire. He was about my age. It's funny, at the time, he was probably 65, I'm 62 now. And he was my mentor. He showed up every day, 7 in the morning to about 2 or 3, and then he would go home. But he would motivate us every morning and say, McCann, if he can do it, you can do it, and never give up, and no one's going to hand you anything, and can't means won't, and all my crazy sayings.
Yeah. He
embedded them in me. So I went home that week, whatever, hanging out with my friends at the playground, and they're laughing, he's selling vacuums, and 3 weeks later, I show up in my car with the trunk open, with a disco was with a jukebox, turntable, 8-track, big thing hanging out of the trunk. I won a contest because I sold 3 Kirby's. I made $700 and won a disco thing that I was going to put in my bedroom. And so all of a sudden, all my 80 friends at the playground where I hung, because back then it was a baby boom. There were 80 people every night when I went out at the playground, at Janot Playground in Parkwood. And they're like, oh my God. So I pulled up in front of the playground, this thing sticking out of the trunk. I couldn't get out of the car. I'm like waving my $700 cash. Like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, tough on you. I said different words. And so that was it. And guess what? I did that for 3.5 years. And that he taught me everything about entrepreneurialism. So sorry for, you asked me one question, I went on for
No, I
20
love it,
minutes.
because I hear a lot of those lines that you use, and you learn it from there. It's interesting.
I'm gonna just stop real fast. If you believe you can achieve, the harder you work, the luckier you get. Today, harder/smarter you work, the luckier you get. Can't means won't. Jeremy, I can't do that. That means I won't do that. Never, never, never give up. Persistence overcomes resistance. Although in real estate, I say patient persistence overcomes resistance. Just believe in you can achieve.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things. But it was the tenacity. It was the belief that I knew that no one was going to make me successful. No one was going to hand me wealth or hand me success. And so I believed I could do that for vacuums. And I opened up a business with a partner 3.5 years later. He was an older guy. He kind of messed me up. And so I got out of the real estate. I got out of the Kirby business after 3.5 years.
So how'd you get real estate?
So then I went back to the hotel business. I went into the hotel business. I didn't know what I wanted to do, Jar.
Yeah.
So I got a job at the Hilton, moved to Center City. My friends are like from Northeast Philly to Center City back in '82. I should have said.
Recording in progress.
So said, you're crazy, you're going to Center City. Got a job at the Hilton, was room service. Within 9 months, I was the third highest paid in the Hilton because I picked up 3 jobs there. I was catering, room service, and doing coffee breaks. I found ways to make money there. Knew that wasn't my business. And then my friend started to buy real estate in '85. You know why? Because interest rates started to drop from 18% down to 12, 13%. So the real estate market started to take off and they were going to buy real estate. He said, come on, Mike, let's buy some real estate. I said, I didn't work for my dad. I'm hustling just to keep up with you guys at the Hilton, working 3 jobs at the Hilton. And my friend says, shut up, Michael, just take a class. I go to Temple. I walked in there. This is why there's certain points in your life, you just go for it. I listened to my friend, just said, shut up, Michael, just go. Okay, that's our way of like, come on, you wuss. So I went, I'm in there, Barbara Corn's teaching at Temple Real Estate Institute. I said, oh my God, you can make a commission selling real estate? I sold $600 vacuums, about $60,000 or $100,000 or $300,000 houses. Now it's $500 million houses. And within 30 seconds, 60 seconds, I knew that was what I wanted to do. So that's how I got by a fluke. I was 27 years old when I started to take the class. 28 in my life.
So how many years has it been?
36.
So 36 years. This year, where do you think you'll end up?
So slow and steady has been my growth.
Yeah.
Collaboration. 3 things I do want to say about real estate is that 3 things you need to do. You need to have the best reputation in the marketplace. You need to become the most knowledgeable in the marketplace, and you need to be knowledgeable, hardest, smartest worker, and have the best reputation. And you have to help people. So I'll do. Last year we did over $500 million. Well, it's actually $483 million. It's almost $500 million. And then this year we'll probably do $750 million. We're going big this year.
So he's going to do over $700 million in sales.
Yes.
Always, and here's the thing I've learned about Mike, consistency. He is just consistent. He's always going to be hard working. He's always in the office. He's always helping other people. He's always looking at other people. He's quick, responding and everything. He's one of the most consistent, hardworking people I've ever met in my life. And he'll talk to me about this before. Effort and consistency. Effort and consistency.
And have fun.
Yeah.
Jar.
You love it.
I
This is
love
my job.
this. I
love it. Yeah.
you. I
it.
love the people in our
Yeah.
office. I love the great clients I deal with. You have to be a contributor.
Yeah.
And the other blessing that I was on, my mom taught me how to love everybody. So from early days on, it didn't matter who you are or what you are. Like I defended the guy that was picked on or the woman that was picked on. So a lover, so to love people, you have to contributor, and good things happen to good people. And if anybody tells you different, they're wrong. You don't have to be mean and aggressive and abusive and cheap and tight to be successful. My life is successful, happy, and as you build wealth, and you can help other people grow. So let's go back to the beginning. Just look at the top people in the business and say, you know what? They look like they have a pretty good lifestyle. I like to do that, and it's unlimited, your opportunity. That's what I like.
What would you change in your life? You've had a great life. You know, the journey is the best part. Not hitting the goal, the journey normally is the best part. It's the most fun. Saying, what would you change if you do it again? Is there any like mistakes you'd like to share with anybody, or changes you'd say, listen, I waited too long to do this. Stayed in vertical income too long in this. What would you say?
It's a big question I always get asked when I ask to speak. Like, what did you do wrong? What did you regret? I don't regret anything.
Yeah.
But the difference today is, I wish there was, and this is going to sound weird, but I wish there was a Keller world back when I got into business. My level of success would have been so much faster.
Why do you think that?
What I created to build my team.
Yeah.
I came to Keller long before I was a top agent, long before I came to Keller.
Yeah.
Well, what I created on my team and in my world was raving fans, because I cared about them. People that worked for me, lifers, 25 years, 22 years, you can go on. Building a family culture. So I had to learn that all by myself. There was nobody, I didn't have a mentor. My first real estate business, 6 years, I was with a property management company. It was not even a salesperson. So I taught, I'm self-taught, going to conventions, reading books. You didn't have the internet. So today, you can succeed so much faster because of the tools and the training and the internet and lots of things. But no, it's crazy. 36 years, I'm having the most fun I've ever had in my career. Like,
Why do you think that is?
yeah, so most people, that's like, 30, I'm going to retire at 20 years or 25 years or 30 or 36 years. I have more energy than I've ever had. Why do I think that is? Because now my first mentor was James B. Marion III, the vacuum guy. Second mentor was Alan Don from A View. I took courses at Temple with him. Very, very inspiring person, great person. And my third one is Gary Keller. So Gary helped me visualize helping more people at a higher level. So instead of me just helping my team, we opened up a market center, helping the people here. It doesn't matter if it's a brand new agent. I love helping them. A successful person, I love helping them. So just watching people grow. So caring about people. So this is my life.
Yeah.
And I'll shut up in a second. Sorry. But my dad, he died from COVID 2 years ago. But he was still teaching at 86 years old. He was a French professor at LaSalle. And he was still teaching 2 days a week. And people would say to him, Dr. McCann, how come you're still teaching? You're retired at 68. He said, that's my life. He said, when I'm done teaching, those young people come up to me and ask me, hey, Dr. McCann, how about this? How about that? He said, I still have it, and I still get it from them. And the moment that doesn't happen, I'll retire.
Yeah.
That's how I feel today. That's how I feel today. So I'll be doing it, God willing, another 30 more years, Joe.
We need you.
You gotta have fun. You do have, am I the silliest, craziest person?
I love
As intense as I am,
Yeah.
you gotta have fun, and you gotta know what you're doing, so I can confidently do things. You gotta have fun.
It's interesting. A lot of times you see people unhappy, and one of the reasons I'm happy is the culture and the people around. I had 2 conversations today about it because I saw a post from our training yesterday, and they asked about culture. Like, how do you guys do it? And I went through this whole exercise of how to redefine culture and how to change it. I mean, we've had to rebuild culture in this company, right? We've had to do it multiple times in different companies I've been a part of. And a lot of things you talked about today was that. Another question people have, they're asking me now, I wanted to ask you is, what do you think of the market? What do you think is going to happen with the real estate market?
Just say one thing. Gary Keller said at the last meeting he said, the sooner you realize you need other people in your life, the better your life will be. And at our meeting yesterday, I'm looking at all those faces. It brought chills to me, and I'm almost ready to cry. That's how grateful I am.
I saw you were talking, you were about to cry.
It comes out of nowhere. It just filled me up.
Seeing those new agents numbers up there.
Yes, I tell you, it's so,
Experienced agents numbers growing.
right, and watch them work. And I would say,
tenants.
yes, I would say, we can't give it to you. You got to do it. It's a tough business, but we can give you the tools and the inspiration. And if you don't give up, because some get it fast.
Yeah.
Most don't. It took me a long time. I mean, it took me a long time. Anyway, so the market is going. The market's shifting. Over my 36 years, Joe, and this is crazy, when the market shifts, I'll adjust down the first 6 months or year. And then as people are leaving the business and giving up because they don't have my James B. Marion messages, never give up, I will start to take market share. So a softening, changing market is better for a committed professional agent. Our industry struggles to be professional a lot of times because people come in good times, they sell some real estate, they're not treating it as a real business, and they take away. But in a struggling market, I've always grown. And I've been through 2-year shifts, 5-year shifts, 7-year shifts, 1-year shifts. Every time I go to the next level. Keller Williams came to age after the 08 shift. I mean, it took to the next level because of the direction of Gary Keller. My business took off from there. So, not that I look forward to it. And I don't think we're going to have a shift like we had in 08, not even close. And interest rates are still at a 40-year. I mean, less than they have been for the average interest rate for the last 40 years is 8%. Whether they're 5 or 6, it's still a great deal. And if my child, I always compare, when I'm talking to a client, I always try to pretend if it's my mother, my father, my best friend, my daughter, my son, and that's the advice I give them. So if someone said to me today, should I sell real estate? I would say it's the best business in the world if you're willing to be 24/7 lifestyle. Someone, should I buy real estate? Absolutely. If you don't, you will lose ground. Should I sell my real estate? Absolutely. It's the highest price point we've had, and we don't know where prices are going to be. I don't think they're going to go down. So, and then occasionally people say, should I buy, but I want to move in 2 years? And I'll say, no. You got to do what's best for the client. So this market, people's numbers will go down. People who had it easy, because they're new into it, will struggle because of the change. The strong will survive. And we'll probably have the 5th or 6th best year ever in history of real estate.
So it's interesting. So I analyze the numbers, and our growth team calls people daily to talk to people. And one of the things I'm seeing people down 50%, 100%. I'm seeing growth 50, 100. Been doing this 19 years, and over 10 years in leadership, I've never seen that much of a difference. And what we're willing to do is set up Zoom meetings with you. We don't even care what company you're at. We'll set up a 30-minute Zoom meeting, 45, Mike, myself, and our group. And we'll meet and help you grow your business. There's 4 reasons why we're doing this. One is we're looking for an opportunity down the road if you do want to switch a brokerage. Let's just be open and direct about it, okay? No pressure. It took me 17 years. 2 is if you want to stay at your brokerage, there's always people at your company that we can help. And we get referrals for it. So we can help you grow your business, get the referral. 3rd is we all buy investment properties, and we get multiple investment properties by helping people. And they can be the realtor, the person we help on the call. 4th is this. Our industry is the best industry in America. Could you imagine Google, or it's called Facebook, and another industry that are competition? Let's say Google and Yahoo, they're not sharing. We're one of the few industries, politics don't share, and no one shares the way we do. The more of us that can collaborate and share, the more opportunities we can get the correct information out to the end user to list their property, maybe that they're scared. To have buyers buy a property and realize the interest rates aren't that bad. But if we all stay in our own little ecosystems or offices and only know what we know, we're not really helping everybody. We're letting the news dominate.
My key, people say to me, why are you different than other people? I have the best relationships with the real estate community, meaning the agents. And I don't look at this company, that company. I look at it at the agent. One of the things I do love about this Keller ecosystem that we have here is that Keller was built as an educational company. When we came in here, it blew me away how much coaching and training. And so after a year and a half, I kind of just bought into that. And the big difference about what I love seeing here is the agents that are coming here. We were just talking about this the other day, where their businesses are going up, not going the other way. Most people, when they shift around companies, don't end up doing any better. Sometimes they even do less better. And there is a big shift going on right now. We're equipped for the shift. Nobody's more committed than us, but we help everybody.
Just take the company name away. That's helping all of us together. So I want to leave you with one last question. It is, if someone's watching this today and they're debating right now, what's one thing that I should be doing differently to get more business?
Could it be on a personal level you would give them a tip? Would it be on a business level? Like, what's something you're seeing that's working great with people right now to help them get more business?
You need leads to live.
Okay.
All the training in the world, all the coaching, all the mentors, if you don't meet clients, that's where James B. Marion III said, Mike, if you sell 1 out of 3 Kirby's and you want to sell 3 of them, you need 9 appointments. You might go 9 in a row and not sell one, and then you'll sell 10, 11, and 12. The laws of average. So you need leads, so leads to live. So where am I going to get leads? There's about 5 or 6 resources you should be getting leads. Personal contacts, door knocking, open houses. Of course now, and I'm changing, with the TikTok and the I've been on Facebook and Instagram, and then IV mailings and your personal resources, which we call, I learned at Keller, a 33 touch system. So touching my database. So you need those resources. So it's not, there is no new greatest thing, and you can spend this $1 million in Zillow, you can spend $1 million in a million things. This generic marketing, authenticity is key. Why is my success sustainable? That's the biggest miracle with me is, with my other company, I was a top agent for 17 years in a row. People would come and go. I stayed true to who I am. I'm still that crazy dude from Parkwood.
Yeah.
I've helped people, but I've stayed, I've stayed who I am. I haven't changed. I'm not better than you now because I sell a $100,000 house and I sell a $3.5 million house. I treat them the same. I help an agent in here who's a brand new agent. I'll spend whatever it takes with them, or a seasoned agent, or anybody in between. I just love helping people. So, but I got to help myself before I can help people.
Yep.
And even when I had a little bit, I helped. But just that.
Put yourself first and help others.
Yes.
I'm going to take that. I
Yes.
get people
Yes.
I
I'm
introduce.
sorry. Yeah.
Test drive is they say, I can't believe how much Mike's willing to give. I appreciate that. You've helped change my life, and everybody else in this room today, you helped. If you asked me if there's anybody else I could be in business with, I'd say nobody.
I love you, your contribution, your what you do, how you diagnose people, and the way that you do and help them. And it's just so awesome. Like, I'm all by the heart, but you have a great heart, but you have good systems to it. And I'm one of that. So
Thanks, man.
yeah.
Nothing but love.
Okay, appreciate
We
it.
appreciate you guys coming today. Drop your questions in here. It's our first one. We'll get some answers back to you. And if anybody wants to chat with me and Mike, shoot us a message on Facebook or an email to us, and we'll get back to you. We appreciate all you guys. Love you, and have a great day.
Was the video not working?